$100 million in the vault beneath the strip, with a 32-hour window to get it out. Find the safe. This should be a simple in and out.
It's really nice to meet you and to talk to you today. I'd like to start with something that I'm always curious about this type of films. The audience only gets some information about how the zombie outbreak began and all of that. But you as actors, do you get like some kind of masterclass from Zack Snyder to explain you the mythology of the zombies, how they are ranked, how the first zombie originated? I'm curious, do you get more information than the audience to understand this world you're playing?
I think a lot of times that would be up to the individual, the performer, or the director. Sometimes the directors, they do like to sit down and they'd like to talk about backstories. But also sometimes actors are just very curious people and they want to know all these things because it will play into their performance. So there wasn't we didn't sit down together and talk about a lot of this. We didn't have a formal get together where we talked about this, but I think everybody on the cast was just very curious. They were very curious about, the backstories of the characters. They were curious about, the origins of zombies, what makes zombies so interesting, what makes the genre interesting. I think they're all kind of things that come out during conversations, just normal conversations with a bunch of people who are just very curious. They're very excited about what they're doing. They're very passionate about what they're doing. And a lot of it just comes out in conversations. Even some things I'm just learning, during interviewing with people. People like yourself are asking questions to Zack Snyder, and I'm learning about him and his process even now, stuff that I never thought to ask him. So I think it's a lot of it's just the short answer is a lot of it's just very conversational.
On that note, at the beginning of the film, we get a glimpse of your character's past at the beginning of the outbreak. So what can we expect of Las Vegas, of this animated prequel that is going to dig on that? How is it filling the gaps?
Yeah, good story. I mean, good question. And that's exactly what it is. And that's, obviously I can't share all that much with you, but that's what it is. I mean, you hit it, you said it perfectly. It really just will fill in a lot of gaps, because with this one film, we will create a whole universe, or Zack will and Netflix will create a whole universe, which I think deservingly so. Because when I watch this film, the thing that stands with me or sticks with me the most is when I see the end of this film, I want to know more. I want to see more. I want to see what happens after. I want to see what happened before. I want to know more about these characters. So there's that need, there's that wanting for a whole universe. And I think, to go there, because you can only tell so much of a story in one film. And which Zack did, in his title sequence of this film, he did an incredible job of telling everybody's backstories, in a nutshell, in the title sequence. But he told a very big story in those, 10 minutes of title sequences. But that's what it is. The animated series it'll fill in gaps. It'll be bridges between, each parts of the universe.
During the trailer premiere, I remember you said that at first you were a bit hesitant with this project because of the type of film it was. And I'd like to know if there was something besides wanting to work with Zack Snyder that made you change your mind, maybe something in the story that made you say, oh, this isn't the typical zombie movie.
Yeah, no, it was exactly that. It was initially what made me change my mind. So it happened in a kind of a series of events. But yeah, like you said, the first time the project was brought to my attention, I wasn't interested, not because I thought it was, silly or anything. I thought it'd be a great project. I thought it sounded interesting, but it wasn't what I was looking for as a performer, or at least I thought, because I thought it was just going to be an action film. And then later on, I found out that Zack was interested in me for a smaller part. But then, and so, I wanted to work with Zack, so I was more interested. But then it came to my attention that Zack was actually going through casting, and he thought who would be right for Scott Ward to play the lead. And he thought me. So, because I love Zack so much and I wanted to work with so bad, I read the script. And when I read the script, I saw how much depth and saw how much potential and what an opportunity it would be to play Scott Ward. The next thing I needed to do was just talk to Zack and just to solidify my decision that I wanted to be a part of this. And everything that he was saying to me was just exactly what I needed to hear, that he would just give me the freedom to contribute and perform and, allow me, the opportunity to really kind of show my range as an actor. And it just made perfect sense. To turn down this film would have been a huge mistake in my career. I think it's going to do wonders for my career. I think it's going to, open people's eyes to see me in a different light. And at the end of the day, I'm just really proud of the film because I think it's a good film. I think it's good. I think it's fun. And I think it's layered. It's just it's something new and fresh and different. And at the end of the day, it's just entertaining as hell.
Well, thanks a lot again for this wonderful talk, and hope to talk to you.